So anticoagulant. So what is the anticoagulant means? These are the drugs which are responsible for the extend or the prolong the time of the bleeding of the time of blood. So what will in this case what will happen means it does not completely stop the bleeding of the blood. So it will extend the bleeding of the blood. For example, for the normal time clotting of the blood, if we take 20 to 25 minutes. But if in case of the anticoagulant agents, what will happen means it will extend the clotting of the blood maybe up to 3 to 4 hours. But in case of the antiplatelet, what will happen means it will completely stop the formation of the clot in the body. So this is the main difference in the platelet, antiplatelet and anticoagulant. So these are the classification like based upon the mechanism of action and based upon the route of administration. So first is based upon mechanism of action, that is directly acting and indirectly acting. If you see the directly acting, that is first one is high molecular weight heparin and next one is low molecular weight heparin. In low molecular weight heparin, examples are dalteparins and enoxaparins. So in new heparin derivatives, that is fondaparinux and idraparinux. If you see the indirectly acting anticoagulants, that is coumarin derivatives and indaneone derivatives. If you see the coumarin derivatives, that is dicumarol and warfarin, and indaneone derivatives, that is phenedione and ansidione. So next, based upon the route of administration, that is injectable route and next oral route. If you see the injectable route, what are there? Heparins, low molecular weight heparins and hepaniones and miscellaneous drugs. Next, oral anticoagulants, that is coumarin derivatives and indaneone derivatives. So these are the drugs which comes under the anticoagulant agents. So first one is warfarin. If this is the structure of the warfarin, and IUPAC name is 4-hydroxy, 3-oxo, 1-phenyl, butyl, coumarin, 2-one. If you see the structure here, in fourth, this is the structure of the coumarin. And in the fourth position, hydroxyl group is there, and in second position, oxygen group is there. And here in third position, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms are there. So if presence of the 4 carbon atoms means it is the butyl. See here butyl, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon atoms. In first position of the butyl, the phenyl group is there. Thus the 6-membered ring. In first position of the butyl, and in third position oxygen is there. So it is 4-hydroxy, 3, and here 3-oxo, 1-phenyl, and this is butyl and coumarin, 2-one. So this is a structure and IUPAC name of the warfarin. So it is an anticoagulant drug. So what is the meaning of the anticoagulant? In earlier slide we have discussed that it will prolong the bleeding, means clotting of the blood. But initially it is not safe for the human. And properties are, it is a white crystalline powder, it will slightly bitter in taste and slightly soluble in water and soluble in alcohol. Next, synthesis. So in first step, synthesis of 4-hydroxy coumarin from methyl salicylate. So what is the starting material? That is a methyl salicylate. So this is the structure of the methyl salicylate, and when it is reacted with acetic acid. So when methyl salicylate is reacted with acetic anhydride, what will happen means the acetic acid will be eliminated. So here see here CH3 COO, and here one of the OH from the methyl salicylate will be eliminated in the form of acetic acid to form acetyl methyl salicylate. So remaining amount of the acetic remaining atoms of the acetic anhydrous will be attached here to uh, for the methyl salicylate to form acetyl methyl salicylate in presence of the sodium. When we heat it up to the 205 degrees centigrade, what will happen here? It leads to the cyclization. See here, this carbon and oxygen hydrogen atoms are combined and become the cyclic form here. And here the sodium atom is attached to form the intermediate compound. In presence of the hydrochloric acid, what will happen means, here from the intermediate product the sodium Na, and from the hydrochloric acid the chlorine atom will be eliminated in the form of sodium chloride, and remaining hydrogen is attached here to form, see here, remaining hydrogen is attached here, means it is replaced with the sodium to form the 4-hydroxycoumarin. In first step, methyl salicylate, when it is reacted with acetic anhydride, the acetic acid is eliminated to form acetyl methyl salicylate. In the presence of the sodium, when we heat it to the 205 degrees centigrade, there the cyclization will be occur, and the sodium will be attached here to form the intermediate compound. In the presence of the hydrochloric acid, the sodium Na from the intermediate compound and chlorine atom from the hydrochloric acid is eliminated in the form of sodium chloride to form the 4-hydroxycoumarin. So this is the first step. Next, second step. In the second step, what is the end product is came in the first step, that is 4-hydroxycoumarin. So this is the final product we got in the first step. So this is the product is the starting material in the second step, that is 4-hydroxycoumarin. When it is reacted with the benzolactone, what will happen means, this benzolactone will come and attached here in this position and to form the warfarin structure. In the in the second step, the starting material is 4-hydroxycoumarin. When it is reacted with the benzolactone, what will happen means, this benzolactone structure will come and attached in the third position of the 4-hydroxycoumarin to form the warfarin drug. So this is the final drug what we should get. So in this synthesis there are two steps. The first step is synthesis of the 4-hydroxycoumarin from methyl salicylate. So from the methyl salicylate we will get the 4-hydroxycoumarin. And in the second step, from the when the 4-hydroxycoumarin is reacted with the benzolactone, we will get the warfarin drug. So next one is a mechanism of action. So what is the mechanism of action of the anticoagulant? So what is the anticoagulant means? It to prolong the duration of blood coagulation. So means for the formation of the blood clot, what are the responsible? That is vitamin K and the blood factors. So if we avoid their functioning like vitamin K and the blood factors, if we inhibit their function means automatically the blood coagulation does not occur. So the anticoagulant is also known as blood thinner. So in this mechanism of action, what will happen means, the blood clotting factors means there are 13 factors are there now which are responsible for causing of the blood clotting in our body, and the vitamin K is inhibited in order to stop the or avoid the clotting of the blood for some time. So this is the mechanism of action of anticoagulant. So next, pharmacokinetics, it is the oral route of administration. So upon the oral route of administration, it is the gastrointestinal tract absorption is very good, and also it is metabolized in the liver, and it by using the enzyme that is cytochrome enzyme, and it is eliminated through the urine. And adverse drug reactions are unexplained burriness and nosebleed, bleeding of the gums, cough with blood, means the person whenever he get the cough and automatically the blood will also come, and also bleed from cut. So in this case what will happen means we are stopping the formation of the clot. So sometimes the person, those who have the vitamin K deficiency, in that, for that person this is an adverse drug. It is a side effect, like at the bleeding, means where the have the cut, at the at that side the bleeding will be continuously go on without stopping the bleeding. And also the for the women it is a more problem, that is heavy menstrual, means the during the menstrual cycle there will be the loss of blood, right? So at that time there will be the more loss of the blood during the menstrual time. Pink or the brown urine, black or the red stools, and also the purple tone syndrome, means the color of the toe will be changes, means if you see over the skin is in normal, if it taken more than overdose means it will changes its color. And also the depth of the skin tissue. Next, therapeutic uses. It is used to treat the blood clots and to lower the chance of the blood clots from the body. Means it is used to avoid the blood clots in the body during the heart strokes and also the severe leg injuries or the lung injuries. And it is used to reduce the heart attack and also the means death. So mainly it is used to stop the clot of the blood, means if you stop the clot of the blood means it is mainly used during the heart attack treatments, and also it is used with heart problems, and also used to avoid the heart stroke and heart attacks. So these are the uses which comes under the warfarin drug. So next one is anisine So next drug is anisine. So this is the structure, and if you see the IUPAC name, that is 2,4-methoxyphenyl 2,3 dihydro indene 1,3 diol. See here 2,4-methoxyphenyl 2,3 dihydro 1 indene 1,3 diol. So if you see here, this is the structure of the indene. In first position and the third position, two oxygen groups are there. So that is diol. Here in the second position, the phenyl group, methoxyphenyl group is attached. At what position the methoxy group is attached? At fourth position. So it is 4-methoxyphenyl. So if you see here, indole, this is a structure of indene. Here 2, 4, see here 4 methoxyphenyl, and here in 1,3 diol. So this is a structure and IUPAC name. Properties are, it is a white to cream white crystalline powder and the odorless, and sometimes it may have the sweet odor, and it is soluble in ether, methanol and hydrochloric acid, but it is insoluble in water and also soluble in methylene chloride. And pharmacokinetics, it is oral route of administration, and it is metabolized in the liver and excreted through the urine. And adverse drug reactions are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, hemorrhage means formation of the clot in the brain. Dermatitis means skin rashes, alopecia means bald head, sore mouths, mouth ulcers, abdominal bleeding, blurred vision, and thrombocytopenia. Next uses, it is used to prevent the coagulation factors, that is factor 2, 7, 9 and 10. So it will mainly prevent these clotting factors, that is 2, 7, 9 and 10. So these are the anticoagulant drugs which is responsible for prolonging the action of the bleeding of clotting of the blood. So in previous classes what we have discussed, that what is the coagulant and what is the antiplatelet drug and what is the anticoagulant drug. So these are the three subtopics we have discussed in this video. So these are the references books that we should follow for this topic. So these are the references books.